Why did Jus ad bellum and Jus in bello principles clash in wars? Imagine two friends trying to agree on a game. One says it's okay to start, the other says how to play. That's similar to how laws about war work. Jus ad bellum and Jus in bello are two parts of international law that deal with war. Jus ad bellum is about whether going to war is justified. It asks if the reasons for war are legal and moral, like self-defense or unapproval. Jus in bello is about how the war is fought. It sets rules to protect civilians and limit suffering during conflict. The clash happens because they focus on different things. Jus ad bellum is about the reason for war. It looks at whether the cause is right or wrong. Jus in bello is about the conduct during war. It says how soldiers should behave, no matter why they are fighting. Sometimes these rules overlap. For example, some protections in the Geneva Conventions depend on whether the war is justified. If a group fights against colonial rule or occupation, they get special protections. This links the reason for fighting to how they can act. But this causes problems. If protections depend on whether the war is legal, then parties might claim their cause is just to get better treatment. This makes it hard to apply the rules fairly. Civilians could be denied help if their side is seen as unlawful. Another issue is the different goals of each law. Jus ad bellum cares about sovereignty and legality. It asks if the war is allowed under the United Nations Charter. Jus in bello cares about humanity and protecting people. It wants to keep civilians safe and limit damage. These goals can conflict, especially in complex wars involving non-state groups or asymmetric fighting. Political leaders decide if a war is justified. Military commanders follow rules on how to fight. Sometimes, a war might be seen as unjust, but soldiers still have to follow humanitarian laws. This can create tension. Even if a war is illegal under Jus ad bellum, the rules of Jus in bello still apply. They are there to protect people and reduce suffering. The difference is that one is about whether the war is right to start, and the other is about how to fight once it begins. This separation is important. It keeps humanitarian protections in place, no matter the reason for war. But it also means conflicts can happen. When political reasons influence how soldiers fight, or when the justification for war is questioned, these two principles can clash. So, the reason they sometimes clash is because they serve different purposes. Jus ad bellum is about the legality of starting a war. Jus in bello is about how to conduct during the war. Both are needed, but their different focuses can lead to disagreements and challenges in real conflicts.